Hello students, this is Pallav Darbari, your host, and you're watching Pallav Darbari classes. In this video, we will discuss the second chapter of business studies, that is forms of business organization. Let us see the topic that we will discuss today: partnership and its features, merits and demerits of partnership, and types of partnership. Firstly, we should know the meaning of partnership. Partnership is a voluntary association of two or more persons who agree to carry on business jointly and share its profit and loss. Listen, when I say partnership is a voluntary association, it means that it is the association framed by the partners of their own. People want to frame the partnership, so of their own, they have created the association. So it is called voluntary association. The minimum number of the partners is 2 and the maximum number of the partners is 20. I mean, all agreed to share business jointly, all agreed to carry out the business jointly and decided to share the profit and loss according to the agreement. A partnership is an arrangement where parties known as business partners agree to cooperate to advance their mutual interest. The partners in a partnership firm may be individual, business, interest-based organization, school, government, and or combinations. Here the most important thing is agree to cooperate to advance their mutual interest. It means of their own, they have decided to sacrifice the share of their profit. Of their own, they have decided to work together. Clear? In this picture, we can see two people are there. They want to join hand so that they can carry out the business without interruption fluently. Let us discuss the features of business organization. First, two or more persons. Second, agreement. Third, lawful business. Fourth, decision making and control. Fifth, unlimited liability. Sixth, mutual agency. Seventh, lack of continuity. Let us discuss all these points one by one. Two or more persons. In the partnership, minimum of the number of the partner which is being needed is 2 and the maximum number of the partners is 10 and 20. In the case of banking, 10, and in the case of non-banking, 20. So with the two members, with the minimum of two members, the partnership can be framed. Next is agreement. In the case of the partnership, the agreement among the partners is called the partnership deed. In the agreement, partner decided the terms and conditions. In the partnership, they decide the interest on capital. When the partners start the business, every partner will contribute money in the business. Whatever the money they contribute in the business, that is called capital. So when the partners contribute the money in the business, they will in consideration get interest on capital. So in the agreement, the interest on capital might be, the percentage of interest rate might be given. The salary will also be intimated. Profit sharing ratio will be given. Interest on loan, managerial commission, interest on drawings, everything might be given. Next is lawful business. The purpose of framing the partnership is to carry out the legal activity. If the person has framed the organization to carry out illegal activity, example D company, that very business identity has no existence. Since the identity, this organization has no existence, so it cannot be called partnership of the firm. Why? Because according to the law, this organization never exists. So lawful business is the must, because if any business activity is start doing or be start incurred start carried out the illegal business, immediately from that day the business organization should be shut down. So lawful business is the mandatory thing. The next is decision making and control. In the case of partnership, all the decision making decisions and the control is vested in the hands of the partners. They will decide who will do they will divide the activities of the business, and collectively they manage the business. Next is unlimited liability. This feature is same. In the case of sole proprietors also we have seen unlimited liability, and here also we see the unlimited liability. The meaning of the unlimited liability is that if the business assets are not sufficient to meet out the business loan, then the personal property of the partners will also be used to meet out the liability, to meet out the loan. That is called unlimited liability. Next is mutual agency. Every partners with his act bound the other partners. So that is called mutual agency. It means every partners represent the other partners. Every partners act as the agent of other partners. So that is called mutual agency. Mutual agency. Next is lack of continuity. In the case of partnership firm, if anything goes wrong to any of the partner, for example, if any of the partners became insane, if any of the partners become bankrupt, or if any of the partners died, immediately the partnership will be dissolved. I'm using the word partnership will be dissolved. Clear? And the fresh partnership will be framed within the existing partner if they wish to continue it. I think the point might be clear. Let us study all these points in. The first is two or more persons. There must be at least two persons to form a partnership. The maximum number of persons is 10 in banking business and 20 in non-banking business. Next is agreement. It is an outcome of an agreement among partners, which may be oral or written. Next is lawful business. It can be formed only for the purpose of carrying on some lawful business. We have framed the organization, the firm is being created. Why? So that the business can be lawful activities or lawful business should be carried out. Next is decision making. Every partner has the right to participate in management and decision making of the organization. Unlimited liability. If the business assets are not sufficient to meet out the business obligation, then the personal property of the partners will also be used for the clearance of the liabilities. Then mutual agency. Every partner is an implied agent of the other partner. It means that every partner with his act bound the other partners. Every partner is liable for any act performed by the other partner on behalf of the firm. The partners can't give the plea, I don't know, I have not even done the things. Every partners live for all and die for all. They follow this principle. Lack of continuity. Firms exist. The firm's existence is affected by the death, lunacy, and insolvency of the partners. It suffers from lack of continuity. That is called perpetual succession. It means with the end of the partners, the firm will dissolve. Merit of the partnership firm. The first merit of the partnership firm is easy of formation and closure. Second is larger financial resources. Next, balanced decisions. Then sharing of risk, and the other one is secrecy. These are the merits of partnership firm. Let us discuss all these merits in detail. The first merit of the partnership firm is easy of formation and closure. Easy of formation and closure. See, it is easy to frame partnership. Only little formality is being needed, and that too only in the case of registered partnership. If the partnership is unregistered, no legal formality is there. So it is very easy to start the partnership firm, and at the same time it is very easy to close the partnership as well. Next is large financial resources. Since the number of the partners are more, the number of individuals are more, so every partners might be having the individual contact. So as compared to sole proprietorship, more money, more finance can be arranged in the partnership firm. Next is balanced decision. Work is being divided among the partners. So whatever the decision they will take, the decision will be balanced. Why? Because the work will be divided on the basis of their capabilities. So they can take the most or more rational decision as compared to sole proprietorship. Next is sharing of risk. Risk get distributed among partners. So partner is relaxed from the burden. In the case of the sole proprietorship, all the burden is in the hands of the sole proprietor, but here the risk is divided among partners. Next is secrecy. Secrecy can be easily maintained about the business affairs as they are not required to polish their accounts or to file any report to the government. So they are not required to publish. I repeat the same thing again. Secrecy can be easily maintained about the business affairs as they do not require to publish their accounts or to file any report to the government. So whatever the decision they have taken, whatever the thing they want to do, it will be with them. It will not leaked out. Let us see the limitations. The first limitation is limited resources, unlimited liability. Third is lack of continuity. And the fourth is lack of public confidence. In the case of partnership firm, the sources of the money is limited. Why? Because 2-3 people have the limited source. So limited money can be arranged. Next is unlimited liability. The liability of the partnership firm is unlimited. If anything goes wrong to the business and if the business assets are not sufficient, then the personal property of the partner will also be seized. So it is not a good sign. Next is lack of continuity. If anything goes wrong to the partner, if the partner died, became insolvent, became bankrupt, fine, the partnership firm will be dissolved. Next is lack of public confidence. People basically don't have the confidence on the partnership firm. Why? Because nobody can guarantee that the partnership will last forever. So because of the continuity, people mostly don't have the confidence. Let us see all these points in detail. Limitation number 1, limited resources. There is a restriction on the number of partners and hence the capital contributed by them is also limited, because limited number of the people has the limited sources. They have the limited resources, contact. Next is unlimited liability. The liability of the partners is unlimited. If anything goes wrong to the business, then to meet out the business debt, personal property of the partner will also be seized. That means loan. Next is lack of continuity. Partnership comes to an end with the death, retirement, insolvency, or lunacy of any of its partner. Next is public confidence. Partnership firms are not required to publish their report and account. Thus, they lack public confidence. Public don't know what is happening inside the partnership. Why? Because the account is not publicized. If the account of the partnership firm is tabloid, definitely the public might have the confidence. Since it is not tabloid, so people have no confidence at all. Let us see types of partners. We are having 6 types of partners. First is active partner, the person who actively participate in business decisions, contribute the money in the business, participate in all the business decisions, and share the profit as per the agreement is called the active partner. Next is sleeping partner. He is the person who invests the money in the business, share the profit and loss in the from the business, but do not participate in any of the partners meeting. Next is secret partners. He don't want that his name should be leaked. The people should know about his partnership. He invests the money in the business, share the profit according to the agreement. Next is nominal partner. He is the person who has the unlimited liability. Because of his reputation and because of his fame, he has become the partners of the firm, but in reality he is not contributing any money. He is not sharing any profit. Only he has given his name to the organization and he is bearing the unlimited liability. Next is partners by estoppel. If any of the partner, because of his act, make the third party believe that he is a partner of the business and the true partner of the business has not denied and not give the clarification that that very person is not the partner, then the person becomes the partner, get the unlimited liability, but do not share any profit. Partners by holding out. If because of the action of the partners, the third party believe that the person is a partner. In the case of this topic, the person behave in such a way and pretend that he is a partner of the organization. Here the partners introduce a person as a partner, but in reality he is not the partner. And that very person has not denied that he is not the partner. He is called the partners by holding. He is also having the unlimited liability and do not bear any profit. Let us see the types of partners in detail. First is active partner, we have discussed. Take part in the management of the firm. Sleeping partner does not take active part in the management of the firm. He invests the money, share the profit and loss, and has unlimited liability. Secret partners, he participates in the business secretly without disclosing his association with the firm to general public. His liability is unlimited. Nominal partner only gives his name and goodwill, neither invest any money nor take profit, but has unlimited liability. Partners by estoppel, as I told you, he is the one by his word or conduct gives impression to the outside world that he is the partner, and the firm and has not made the third party know that he is not the partner. So he get the unlimited liability, do not share any profit. Partners by holding out, he is the one who is falsely declared partner of the firm, whereas he is not. And even after becoming aware of it, he does not deny it. His liability is unlimited towards the party who has deal with the firm on the basis of his declaration. Listen, there is a little difference between the estoppel and the holding. Most of the time, we people are having a doubt. In the case of the estoppel, the person introduced himself in such a way that the third party presume that the person is a partner. In the case of holding, the partners introduce the person in such a way that the third party presume that he is a partner. The person has not introduced himself as a partner. Here the person has introduced as a partner, himself as a partner. Clear? Let us see a minor partner. Remember one thing, according to the Minority Act, any person below the age of 18 is a minor, and if the parents of the minor has died, both the parents, and in such a case, according to the Minority Act, the age will be till 21 years. A minor is a person who is not attained the age of 18, since a minor is not capable of enlarging into the valid agreement. He cannot become a partner of the firm. However, a minor can be admitted for the benefit of the partnership as a partner. He cannot be asked to bear the profit and loss. He will not be liable to take any active part in the management of the firm. Clear? So the role of the minor is clear. Short notes can be asked from this topic, that is role of a minor. Remember one thing, according to the Minority Act, the minimum age is 18, and if according to the Guardian Act, if the parents of the minor died, then the minority age will last till 21 years. If the parent died and the guardian is being allotted by the court to him, then the minority age will last till 21 years. Otherwise, the minority age is 18 years. Let us see the types of partnership firm. On the basis of duration, there are two types of partnership firm. One is called partnership at will and the other is called particular partnership. When I say partnership at will, what it means? It means that the partners have created the partnership and of their own, when they feel to dissolve the partnership, they are free to dissolve it. Such type of the partnership is called partnership at will. They have created and when they feel to end up the partnership, they are free to end up. Then a particular partnership, such type of the partnership is being framed for the accomplishment of particular project. Once the project is over, the partnership will automatically be dissolved. So the point is clear. On the basis of the liability, we are having two types of partnership. One is general partnership and the other one is limited partnership. General partnership, the liability of the partner is limited and joint. Registration of the firm is optional. But in the case of limited partnership, the liability of at least one person partner is unlimited. The liability of other partner is limited. So in the case of limited liability, the liability of the partner is limited. one of the partner is unlimited and the rest of the partner's liability is limited. But in the case of general liability, general partnership, the liability is limited. Fine. Let us see the registration of the partnership. See, the registration of the partnership is optional, not mandatory. Registration is not compulsory, it is optional, but it is always beneficial to get the firm registered. The consequences of non-registration of the firm are as follows. Let us see the consequences. First, a partner of an unregistered firm cannot file suit against the firm or the partner if the partnership firm is unregistered. Partners, they can't file a case against the firm or against any of the partner. Next is, the firm cannot file a suit against the third party. The firm cannot file a case against its partner. So for the benefit of the partners, but it is always beneficial to get the firm registered. That's all we have in this video. Thanks for watching. God bless you all.